morning, everybody. This is your boy Zach from the Denominators, and today we're going to talk about finance, APR, life, and interest rates. Okay. Karen, I'm trying to study. Can you turn that music off? Thank you. I'm not 6'5", I'm 6 feet. I'm not in finance, I'm in college. I don't have a trust fund, but I own some crypto. Okay, let's get back to the video. So we're going to talk about the terms over here on the charts. We're going to go over what they mean, and we're going to do the case studies of the three scenarios we're talking about. Okay, so first things first, we're going to talk about the principal. Principal is P over here on the chart. Principal stands for our 25,000 in this case. APR stands for annual percentage rate. Okay, and the rate in this scenario, in all these three scenarios, is actually 10% a year. Okay, is that a good rate? That's a phenomenal rate. Okay, if you can do that rate every year, you're a phenomenal investor. Okay, with that said, we have three scenarios for case study. Okay, first is year 1, then we have year 4.5, and then we have year 10. Okay, and we're basically analyzing and studying the future value of our principal AKR investment. Okay, how is it going to serve us and how much it will appreciate. Okay, with that said, we have three case studies and different three colors to make the chart easier for you to comprehend and understand. Okay, so the first one is future value, compound interest, and we have divided, I'm going to call this light red. Okay, this is going to be for year 1. The yellow, it's going to be for year 4.5, which is here, and then the blue, it's going to be for year 10, which is going to go from here over here. So we're going to start from here and break it down. Okay, on this chart we have the quarter, number of quarters, the balance and how it changes. We have the APR, which remains steady, 2.5%, steady. It's a locked rate, and it's going to keep going, keep serving us the same rate until the end of our period, our time investing period. Okay, and the same chart repeats itself here with the number of quarters, the balance, the APR. Notice the common factor in these two charts, it's the interest rate. Okay, it stays the same, 2.5. Okay, and here we go. Okay, so number 1, we're gonna go, I'm not gonna break all of these down because quite frankly I don't want to bore you guys to death, but we will cover the quarters and our three scenarios. Okay, so on quarter number 1, okay, it's 25,000 our principal, 2.5% is our APR, and the value, even though it doesn't jump exponentially high, it goes up slightly higher. Okay, so it goes up 25,625. Okay, now Warren Buffett calls this compound interest to be the 8th wonder of the world, and it's not because it makes you wealthy or rich overnight. It makes you wealthy slowly, steadily, but surely, little by little. And this case study is the exact example and the exact reason why everybody should be invested, and compound interest is your best friend. Okay, so notice it goes up only 625 okay a month, but on quarter number 4, which is after the first year, it went from 25,000 to 27,595. Okay, and that's on year 1. Okay, if we go all the way to year 4.5, okay, and you invested your 25,000, okay, in year 1, while your friends are out there partying, going to Cancun, going to Laredo, going places, you are taking summer classes, you are studying, you're not out there drinking and partying. And now on year 4.5, from today to 2024, so maybe by 2028, you're looking in your account from 25,000 to now 38,991. Okay, that's all done by your investment and your money working on your behalf and working for you. Okay, now going back to over here, now from quarter 19 to quarter 40, which is 10 years. Is it a long time? Yes. Does it go really fast? In my experience, absolutely. I've been in America 10 years and time flies like this. I was yesterday coming out the boat, metaphorically speaking, coming out the flight with my handbags, and now here I am, 26, and in college. Okay, so in quarter number 40, our $25,000, which is a modest amount, okay, it went from 25,000 all the way to 67,126. Okay, so for common math, it went up 2.5 times. Okay, it went up over 200%. So if you're like me and you're somebody who's curious about numbers and future and finance, I did the math. That how long will it take this 25,000 to turn into $1 million? Okay, if you were to simply invest for one time in your life, how long would it take you to get from 25,000 to $1 million? Okay, I don't know about you. I'm in college because I want to be wealthy and rich one day. If you want to be rich one day, those of you watching, here's how you do it. So I did the math on it. Okay, and this is not on these charts, by the way. So the math was if we start today with $25,000 and we invest it in an index fund, in an IRA, in any 10% vehicle, it would take us 37.4 years starting today to turn that $25,000 into $1 million. Okay. Now that in today's terminology, in today's time, it will take us from 2024 till 2061. All of you watching this video are going to be either older or really, really old and still be working. Okay. So it will take you 37.4 years from today to get to $1 million. But here's the catch. The catch is, if you are to count inflation in that equation, if you are to count the hidden tax of inflation, $1 million by 2061 will be only worth $283,000 of today's money. Why? Because the annual inflation rate is 3.4% a year. So you know why you're gonna lose your buying power every single year? You know why your wealth is gonna be less with time? The answer is one word: inflation. What is inflation? Inflation happens every time the federal government or the Federal Reserve prints more dollars to fund a foreign war, print more dollars to fund our existing Social Security programs, which a lot, in my view, are broken fundamentally. Every time the federal government prints money without your opinion, and they print trillions of dollars for big bailouts like they did in 2008, every time they do that, it lowers your buying power as a taxpayer. Okay, not only you pay taxes every time you're paid, you pay taxes every time you take the same paid amount to go buy groceries for your family. You pay taxes at the same time you sell a stock. You pay taxes on your debt. So you're taxed up the wazoo, and you're also paying a hidden tax on top of those taxes called inflation. So you're being taxed from every single angle. So what is the answer to store your wealth, to hold your wealth? So one day, not only when you work for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, what is the way for you to hold your wealth, sustain it, and pass it to your kids and grandkids? The answer is one word, and it is Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin exactly? Bitcoin is a digital asset. You could call it digital gold. And it's a store of value that's transferable through time and space. It is something that cannot be hacked, cannot be corrupted, cannot be stopped by dictators, cannot be held down by the most powerful governments in the world, and it gives you and I the financial sovereignty we ever needed and deserved. Okay. So the Bitcoin versus the dollar, what's the difference? One is unlimited in supply, can always be printed and devalued, and this is only 21 million in circulation. It's only 21 million Bitcoin that are ever going to be mined, and out of 21 million, 19.8 million has already been mined. The remaining Bitcoin left for the rest of our lives are less than 6 million, okay? So you know what that means? That means one, supply is less, demand is high and increasing. Supply is unlimited and demand is decreasing. So that's two. Second thing is that Bitcoin is anti-inflationary. No matter where the economy is, it's only gonna go up in value. So in 50, 60 years from today, whereas the example given earlier, the 25, 30,000 or the $1 million today that's worth 280,000 by 2061, Bitcoin is going to be worth significantly higher because the demand will increase significantly. So that's basics. Other than that, you can transfer it anywhere you like without any government interference, and you can move it at the speed of light without a bank or without a third party. If you want to learn more about Bitcoin, crypto, and everything cool, please follow me on Instagram at Autobond64. That's Auto_Bond64. Hopefully this was entertaining and useful, and God bless each and every one of you. Cheers.